Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, and welcome to the continuation of my 100% walkthrough for Little Nightmares 2. In this video, we'll be tackling Chapter 3, which is the hospital. In this video series, I show you obviously how to beat the game. I show you all the collectibles, which are glitching remains and hats, and I show you all of the missable achievements and trophies. The hospital is probably the second longest chapter in the game, and if you do want to do a quick achievement check, we're at 13 out of 35 for 295. You may have more than me, but you definitely should not have less than me. Anyways, we'll continue on. So as soon as we gain control of our character, we can begin walking forward. This is a pretty good chapter as well. Maybe not as, I don't maybe like it as much as the school, but it's pretty good. Just walk forward and crouch under the bed, and then continue running forward past this gate. There is a lot of missable achievements, or there are a lot of missable achievements and trophies during this chapter. So we're going to be grabbing a lot of gamer score, close to like 250 in just this chapter. After you push through the door, there is a short platforming section. So just make sure you get a good running start. Then another good running start and jump up on here. A good jump across. And then here you don't need a running start, but it helps. And then you can climb up this rope. Pretty easy stuff. If you're getting stuck there, I don't know how you got this far in the game, to be honest. Jump across this bed. Jump across this one as well. And then jump across this gap. Here you'll see a fuse on the wall. We'll pick it up. So just go up to it and try to grab it with the, the way you normally grab things with the right trigger. Now I'm holding it. I don't know why my character put it back. I guess I waited too long with the commentary there. Just take it out and then you can walk forward with it. This is what a fuse looks like. The general idea behind this entire chapter is that we're going to need to be using these things to try to beat the level. Take the fuse and put it in the other fuse slot at the end of the hall. This will open up the door and we can go and drop down on the elevator. Do not jump during this section, as you will lose the game. So we're going to come up to this grate and pull it open. And then we can jump on through. Climb through the pipes for a little bit of time here. And then you will drop down and discover the flashlight. Go up to the flashlight and pick it up with the right bumper or the right trigger. And then you can activate and deactivate it using the B button. You can't grab things while using the flashlight, but for the most part, you can use this thing for a lot of the game, or a lot of this level. Walk forward through the first door, and then walk away from the screen down this hallway as soon as we came through that door. At the end of the hallway, you will see a red wagon with our first glitching remain. After you grab that, turn your flashlight back on, come back to the foreground hallway, and you can continue on to the right-hand side. Eventually, when you reach this area right here, you'll see a hallway, and we're going to go down it. There's an IV bag on the left and an open door on our right. We're going to put away our flashlight for now. And inside of here, we'll get a missable achievement / trophy called Hunger. And for this, we are going to have to use the vending machine as a puzzle anyways. But to grab this achievement, just keep pulling the vending machine. I think we have to do it a total of 6 times. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And there goes our achievement, Hunger. Again, my achievement unlocks are in pink because I am on a 3rd account. Take one of the cans and throw it at the button to open up the door. That should be pretty standard stuff for you by now. And then you continue forward into this room and towards the TV. If you get a good sprinting and running start, that's how you save time in a speed run and make your way to the TV a lot more quickly. Here we're going to be using our regular, left stick to tune into the TV. This TV needs 3 total tunes, and they are random every time. So for me, they were to the right, then up, and then to the right again. And on the 3rd time, the signal will blast you back. You'll end up back in this hallway. I'm sure there's lots of symbolism and metaphors here. If you are understanding the story 100%, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, we can now run forward through this hallway in slow motion. And we'll get blasted out, and we're now ready to start this next section. The vast majority, this is kind of like a hub area where we'll keep coming back. So the first thing we're gonna do is stay on this floor and go all the way to the right. Once we gain control of our characters here. With our buddy now having the yellow jacket, my eyes always go to that yellow jacket, and I assume that that's my character. Old habits from Little Nightmares 1. You'll end up in this x-ray room. There is a missable achievement / trophy here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna activate the x-ray. We're gonna stand behind the x-ray, and we're gonna hold hands with the right trigger. This should unlock the X Best Friends achievement or trophy. Now, this whole section, there's a whole bunch of things you would learn about, but essentially you'll notice that there's a teddy bear with a key, and we are gonna need that key. You wouldn't really know that yet unless you did a lot of exploring, but the key is gonna be inside of this bear. But first, we're going to jump up onto here, jump up onto here, and we're gonna get our first out of 2 hats for the chapter. So make sure you grab this hat, it's really important. This will also be the halfway mark for half hat achievement / trophy. And right after that, we're gonna wanna pause the game, go to the hats menu, and select the teddy bear mask we just picked up. Don't worry if you don't have all the same masks as I have, I'm filming this part from the future. Either way, now that we have the teddy bear mask equipped, we can drop down and grab this teddy bear in the close right corner. And this is the teddy bear with the key inside. So I'm gonna quickly scan it through the x-ray just to show you it's the one. You wouldn't really know to do this unless you did a couple of other steps first. So we're kind of skipping a few steps since I know all the solutions kind of ahead of time. But this is the teddy bear with the key inside of it. So pick it up and then take it to the elevator. This elevator will lead you to the incinerator. Once inside of the basement, you are going to walk forward and then toss the teddy bear into the incinerator. I'm going to yet again double check that you are wearing the correct hat, as in the teddy bear mask. Then you will pull the trigger to incinerate him, and this should unlock the Toys Are for Kids for keeping a little bit warmer achievement / trophy. So once we grab that, I'm going to now go inside, grab the key. I'm going to equip the default hat back on, and we are now ready to take this key and take the elevator back up to the main floor. And then we will take our key up the stairs and to the right. There are a lot of tricky sections in this level, but they're all coming up later. For now, it's pretty easy stuff. Insert the key into the hole. This will open up the door for you, and we can squeeze our way through. I'm gonna turn on my flashlight, but you don't need to. It's up to you. I just want to make sure you can see as well as possible. We're going to sprint to the right, and we're going to end up in this hallway with a door in front of us that we cannot pass through. Our second glitching remain is here by walking up the hall away from the screen. At the end of this hall, it should appear near the left. That's 2 out of 4. Now this door that is right here to our right is locked, but we will end up coming back through it on our way out. Instead, we have to jump down this hallway to the end here. And then we'll get a boost up from our bud. And we are going to be separated for a little bit of time here. Now, during this section, there will be a hand that chases you. You can't really do anything to it for the first little while except avoid it. It attacks in kind of increments, so it won't just constantly chase you. It'll try to attack you, and then it'll miss, and then you can kind of dodge it pretty easily as long as you're not running in a straight line. It'll try to attack you here. I'm just going to jump over it. It's a little bit different every time. Here you'll notice that it's waiting for me on the left, so I'm just going to get a running start, jump across here, jump up onto here, and we're just going to climb away from it. This section's kind of scripted in the sense that the hand will always be right behind you no matter how fast or well you do that. Drop down, move up in the screen here, and then take a left-hand turn. There will be more hands here that chase you, so we're going to be using that same strategy. The hand might appear, but you should be good as long as you just dodge it and then jump up on here. And then jump up again. And then here you can just drop down or jump. It's up to you. And you'll notice there is a fuse. Ignore the fuse for now and instead pick up the hammer. We're going to have to take care of this hand and hit it at least 3 times. I will tell you why I'm saying at least. So that's our first hit. It will be very good at dodging your hits. So, you know, you got to really time it and just be careful. That's our second hit right there. It can kind of appear from any corner. I've noticed there's not necessarily any pattern. After you take out the hand with the third hit, it is now taken care of. But there is a missable achievement / trophy here called And Stay Dead, which is for hitting the hand another 5 times after it's already taken out. And there it pops, and now we can move on. That is the And Stay Dead missable achievement or trophy. Hop up on the desk and grab the fuse. Now that we have the fuse, we can come over here. We'll put the fuse down here, and we will need to move this box. With the box out of the way, pick the fuse back up, and then toss the fuse through the window here. And we have linked back to where we were before, and we now have the fuse in hand. Now your instinct may be to put this fuse right where you see a fuse socket right away, but we're actually not going to do that. We're going to keep running to the left here. We need this fuse to get to the other side of the map. And we're also going to grab the missable achievement / trophy called Popcorn right now. So put this fuse in here and wait for this cell to open. As soon as you come through on the back wall, you should notice some corn. Now the achievement and trophy is called Popcorn, so I think you may be able to know where we're going with this. We're going to take the corn and go all the way back down to the incinerator. We're going to incinerate the corn and make some popcorn. This achievement is actually pretty cool. It's pretty creative and fun, but it just takes a little bit of time. There's nothing really skillful about it other than if you know where to do it, you should be able to get it. If you don't know what to do or how to get it, it could take forever. While we're waiting, don't forget to drop a like on the video. It really does help the channel if you find this series helpful or anything like that. Take the corn and give it a toss into the incinerator. Use the handle to burn it. And that should unlock our popcorn achievement. Perfect. We can now take the elevator back up where we came from. And we're going to go to that cell that we opened up with the fuse. Now here your instinct may be to go down, and you would normally go down to figure out what you're supposed to do, but we're going to skip that since we know what to do. We're actually going to have to boost up through here. Now, this is a little bit of a tutorial. You will jump and take out the lights, and you'll notice that these people will move only when the lights are off. So we're going to let them move towards us so that they can unblock the door. And then we're going to use our flashlight to pause them as they are walking. So you do have to aim at them a little bit here. And now that we're aimed, hey, nice butt. We can leave the room without the, we can leave the room safely. So this is going to be a new mechanic you're going to be using quite a bit. You're going to be using your flashlight to freeze these mannequins. Run up the hallway and to the left. And here, a lot of these mannequins will come to life. So make sure you're using your flashlight aim. So a lot of these mannequins will come to life, so make sure you're using your flashlight aim to freeze them when you need to. And then we can kind of just move away from them, facing them, and crouch under the bed. There's gonna be another time where we have to do this mechanic. Just make sure you don't get too close to any of these mannequins. When you make bad habits and get too close to them, that's when they kind of sneak up behind you. And sometimes they get you even if you're flashing your light on them. And then we can jump through this door. Try to be more quick than me, and you'll just barely make it out. Continue to the right here, and then jump up onto this, and then jump up into the tunnel. Now this one's really tricky. We're gonna drop down, and you'll notice this piece of cheese over here, and it's hard to see, but there is a chalk eyeball on the wall. And that actually means that it's related to an achievement or trophy. We're gonna pick up this cheese, we're gonna walk into the hall, we're gonna move away from the screen behind this door. This is the trickiest achievement and trickiest collectible in the game. Through this hole, and then go through this door right here on the left. Take the cheese and throw it in the hole. This will unlock the prickly achievement / trophy. This is a really tricky collectible as well. This is our third of 4 glitching remains. We'll now head back into the hallway, and we will have to navigate through this hall of arms. This part's a little bit tricky just because it's a little bit tough to tell where you're going to get snatched from. Now that we've made it through, get ready to use your flashlight. There will be a lot of scary little people here poking out. But if we're quick, we should be able to just sprint forward and shine the flashlight behind us to get through to this room. We can then crouch underneath the bed and continue on. Couple more scary people. Just use that flashlight. And then we can jump up onto the cabinet and get through into the wall. Now, once you drop down, we're going to turn on the lights just so you can see better. You don't actually have to turn on the lights, but there is a collectible here. It's kind of tricky. Go to the far back left corner, move this box of soap out of the way, and then go into the hole behind it. Follow this tunnel to a secret room where you can find your 4th and final glitching remain for this chapter. Achievement should unlock. You can now head back through the hole. Now, in the next room, there is a mannequin that is in a wheelchair, and it is unable to be moved because it's too heavy. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to open the door, and I'm going to actually just turn off the light right away since I kind of know the solution ahead of time. You probably wouldn't know to do this on your first time through. And we're going to take out our flashlight, and we're going to bait this mannequin out of the wheelchair. And as soon as they are taken care of, we're going to run back to where we came from, all the way to the left. And we're going to turn the light back on. This should freeze them in place. And now the wheelchair should be light enough that we can push it. I don't know why my character, there we go, he wasn't grabbing on. We're going to turn on our flashlight, and we have to get through this room. It's pretty difficult, honestly. I don't know if I necessarily have a great strategy, other than use your flashlight at all times and sprint the whole time. Try not to ever get too close to a mannequin, as it will probably come alive and take care of you if you're not careful. If you do reach a certain point, you should be able to just shine the flashlight behind you and make your way through this hole. Crouch to get under, and watch out for the hands as you come through. There is a missable achievement / trophy in this room, and it's for grabbing this medicine ball and throwing the medicine ball at the hands. This one's really easy, but definitely something you would miss if you're not careful. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to grab this handle here by using the chair. This should turn on the shock therapy chair, and it should blow the fuse for us. We can now pick up the fuse and throw the fuse into the receptacle. Our good friend should be able to receive the fuse via the receptacle. I'm going to pan the camera. They're going to be able to put the fuse into the wall, and it will open the door for me. Beautiful. We can now take the fuse out, and we can head back into the kind of main room here. We will need both fuses, but luckily our friend actually takes the second fuse for us, which is pretty good to know. So I'm going to put the fuse in. Second fuse goes in. Pull the handle and take the elevator. There's still a little bit more in the chapter to go, including a hat and another missable achievement. But we are kind of getting closer to the end. Maybe 5-10 minutes left. This part I'm not the biggest fan of because the mechanics don't feel as clear and obvious as in some of the other levels. So I find myself dying for unnecessary reasons just because I don't know what the game really expected of me. But hopefully we'll be able to get through it without a problem. I edit out any deaths anyway, so there really shouldn't be any issues here. Come to the end of the hallway and then take a right-hand turn. I'm going to turn off my flashlight and jump up through this hole. Now, in this room, what's going to happen is you are going to get attacked by a hand. And we're going to try to take care of it as fast as possible. Then there will be a second hand, and we're going to try to take care of that as well as fast as possible. It may not seem like we need to take care of these hands, but you definitely do. Now we're gonna have to keep attacking this hand. Eventually, what will happen is we'll take care of it, but then a second hand will break through from where, we'll call them 6 from now on. They will eventually have a second hand come through, and at this point, they are gonna start trying to work on opening the door for us. And this might seem like it's on a timer, but it's actually on like a progressional based. Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention as I'm playing here. It's based on progression, so you do have to take care of both of the hands, and only then can we leave the area. So that hand needs one more hit. And now that we have both of the hands taken care of, we have enough time and resources to pull this plank off the wall and exit this area. I don't really like that section, but I actually think it gets a little bit worse. We can now run through. The mask maker is here. Put away our flashlight and crouch. And this part is all about sneaking. And quite a bit of camera panning as well. So watch out, let him turn around and look towards the foreground. And then after, they will leave and we can now proceed. When he's at the bench, we can hide behind this box right here. Wait for him to turn around or move to the corner. As he moves to the corner, walk forward and move to the other box. Once he's in that far corner, continue moving and go through here. As you come into the room, just wait under this bed. You'll be fine as long as you haven't alerted him to your presence. If you have alerted him, he will take the bed and pretty much find you right away. You're pretty much gonna have to restart if he knows you're there. But if you're careful, you can just wait, and then you should be able to move from this bed past the second bed and then underneath the third bed, and then just continue watching the enemy to find the path, just to slowly but surely make your way forward. As he moves into the back left corner, we can now proceed to here. And then hide under here. As he's in that back right corner, I'm just gonna wait it out. And now he moves into the screen and starts looking over there. We can sneak again. Gonna sneak all the way to the last bed here. Gonna wait for him to come back here. And now we can pick up this block. And we're gonna start sneaking our way back. Once they move to this back left corner, I'm going to move one bed and one bed only. You can, if you're very crafty, sneak through 2, but I found that I got caught more often than not. We're obviously going to wait through here because we're right in front of him. But on the next movement here, we can walk forward. Bringing our cube this whole time, obviously. Once we reach here, use the cube on the button. And as soon as that happens, run through the door and crouch under the bed directly inside. Here, we just wait until he leaves. You can also hide under the bed from the room we came from, but that's up to you. And obviously our AI companion is completely oblivious to the fact that this guy is literally eating us alive. All right, now that that's taken care of, we can climb up here. And you do have to shimmy left and right to avoid the open cabinets. And then up and through. Now these holes look fantastic to jump through. We are not supposed to, though. We are avoiding these holes. It definitely looks like you're supposed to drop down and go into that room, doesn't it? All right. Just keep navigating forward. These levels are pretty long, comparatively, at least to Little Nightmares 1, which I'm cool with, though. Run across diagonally to here. Here we can drop down. And then we can drop down again. You'll notice we need a key. So to get that key, start by running to the left. Opening this. And then we are going to jump in, and we're going to get pushed through. As soon as we get pushed through, we will get our collectible hat, 2 out of 2 for this level. So jump out of that container and go behind the table here. Open up this cell. And inside, find hat number 2. Once we do that, we are going to come here and pull this tray out. Jump up on top and then jump and grab this to pull this tray out. Come around the desk. Pull this tray out here. We can then use these as platforms to get up, grab the door. This will swing you, and then you can drop down. Run across this gap and hold on once you get here. Jump up on top. And then we can drop down, grab the key, and go to the next room. We're getting really close to the end of the chapter, by the way. Use the key on the door. And we can now push our way through. For this room, we will navigate up these filing cabinets to the top. Jump across the gap. Jump across the gap. And come through here. And now we very obviously need a fuse. So we're going to crouch through this hole. And it should be pretty obvious that the fuse is back there in the cell at the top right corner. There's a little bit of patience here, obviously. But as soon as he turns around, you should be able to get through here. We can actually walk through this section. But I am going to wait for him to turn around and see where he goes next. Sometimes he's a little too quick for my liking. So depending on where he goes, we'll make our next decision. We're going to keep waiting. And as soon as he turns around, we're going to keep going here. And we're going to keep going. And here we'll get a boost up. Once inside of this room, jump up on this linen tray. Use the ladder to get up to the top. Run diagonally towards the corner of the screen. Here, drop down while holding the grab button to grab the handle. This will pull the electricity, and we're gonna hide underneath the linen tray table that we used to get up. We're gonna wait for our large friend to come into the room, and we are going to sneak out. As soon as we sneak out, we're basically home free to sprint. I'm gonna do this fast, but you're not actually on a timer. You can take as long as you want. Start by pulling out this tray first. Jump up here. Jump up here. There's still a missable achievement or trophy, by the way, so make sure you're watching. It's a really easy one to miss, and if you miss this upcoming missable achievement or trophy, you'll have to do the whole chapter all over again. So yeah, it's definitely something you don't want to miss. Grab the fuse cell and put it inside of the hole. As soon as you do that, get ready to run. There is a chase sequence. We are going to be running to the right-hand side of the screen. Slide under here. Go up the ramp and make the jump across the gap. Keep sprinting. Feel free to slide here if you think you're going to get hit by one of the cabinets. Run into the screen, then turn right. Run up the ramp, make the jump. Drop down. Go down the stairs and just keep going. Slide under here. Stay crouched, but keep sprinting. Once you reach this room, climb into the incinerator. Once inside, run to the back and drop down underneath it. This is where the missable achievement / trophy comes into effect, by the way, so don't act until I tell you to. Go through the grate, and then do not pull the handle to light the incinerator. We're just gonna leave it, and instead we are going to call the elevator switch instead. The achievement or trophy is unlocked for actually just letting him live. So pull the knob and wait for the elevator. The missable achievement is called First Do No Harm, but it basically unlocks when we complete the chapter. So go into the elevator. This completes the chapter. You should unlock an achievement or trophy called First Do No Harm for not lighting the incinerator, and you will also receive one for completing the chapter. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, share the video with a friend. A super special thank you to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show, and hopefully I see you soon. Peace.